I have 7 o'clock, so we're going to start the Board of Works meeting now. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you for joining us this evening. First of all, I want to introduce Steve Large. He's going to be staying on as a Board of Works member, and unfortunately, Jane Taylor, who's the other appointment, is not able to attend due to a previously scheduled vacation before she knew she'd be appointed. So we're man short tonight. First order of business is the approval of the previous minutes from December 14th.
I don't think you can do that since you wasn't.
No.
He wasn't there. I don't think he
Able
can.
to be
I don't think we can
approved.
do that.
Okay, I guess we're going to wait till we have Jane.
Well,
She
the
can't. She
thing
wasn't there
is,
either.
I don't know how we do it, because you have to have two, and we don't have two, so I don't know what you do in that case.
They can't approve the minutes since they wasn't.
Because
Right.
she's
I was the
not,
only one there.
Well, we could at least, we can,
I can make the motion myself, I guess.
yeah, and say this is what occurred in December, and we don't have them necessarily.
Okay, I was there, so I know the minutes is okay. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay. I guess there's a second, but we'll accept them.
Yep.
Okay, all right. All right, first off, now I got through that, is the department reports. So first up, Chief Batts with the Fire Department.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Works meeting, Lebanon Fire has made 148 emergency calls of service, performed 11 commercial inspections, held 17 training sessions totaling 104 man-hours, installed 2 car seats, and participated in 1 public education event. I would like to announce that we have been selected for a grant through District 5 Training Infrastructure for $26,600. This was accomplished through the Federal Assistance to Firefighters Grant, the AFG grant. These funds will be used to add a basement fire simulator and make improvements to the Boone County Training Tower. The training tower located in Lebanon is now recognized as one of 10 accredited training sites in the state of Indiana. Today we received a $500 donation from Howard's Lawn and Garden. We would like to thank Howard and Irvin of Howard's Lawn and Garden for their generous donation to Lebanon Fire. Tomorrow, Deputy Chiefs Baird, Wiry, and I will be attending a seminar on ethics and leadership and risk management at the Carmel Fire Department. Currently at the department, we're finishing up Fire Officer 1 class. We decided to host this class. We have a lot of young firefighters that are interested in moving up through the ranks, and Fire Officer 1 is a very basic certification to build that promotion. That's all I have this evening.
Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a change in the past. We're going to allow public comment after every department. So any public comment for the fire department? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Parks Department, John Messenger.
Good evening. The Daddy-Daughter Dance, which is one of our annual dances every year. It's a great time for everybody. We have quite a big turnout. We've scheduled that for March 5th, and that will be held at the Elks, like it has in the past few years. The tickets will go on sale February 1st, trying to get the word out now because there's quite a few people and they always tend to not hear about it, so hopefully we can get the word out better this year. Our maintenance has taken down all the Christmas lights and stored them for the season. Also, we got 2 snow plows ready. We purchased a Ford F-250 a month and a half ago, and it's all ready to go, pending whenever we get some snow. Sounds like we might get some this evening, tomorrow. We took care of ice melt. We try and keep the trails and the paths open during the winter season so the walkers and everybody can get out. I want to thank Larry Lee. He was out Sunday there and took care of our roads too. They're just, it was an ice skating rink. Also, we had some work done since pretty much June. Security Pros, it's a camera system. They've been out and they're wrapping up their cameras finally, the installation this week. Hopefully it'll be online. Originally, that started 6 years ago, and the Lions Club donated quite a bit of money, over $13,000, to help us with some analog cameras. We're going to integrate some of those, but we've upgraded the system. It's going to be at Abner Longley. They've already finished there. They're wrapping up Memorial Park there. These cameras will be able to go to our police cars, so hopefully that'll help out and deter people from doing anything. But we do have really a nice system. It's going to cover all the parks, and we appreciate that. But they should wrap it up, and it'll be online by the end of the week, hopefully. That's all I had.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Any public comment on the parks? Okay. Planning Department, Derek Warren.
Good evening. I will start with kind of a wrap-up of the 2015 year, then dive into a few new things that we have going on in 2016. But just to give you an idea of the building permits that were issued in 2015 is where I'll start my report tonight. We issued 26 new single-family resident permits, and that was up from 14 in 2014. So a big contributor to that was Auburn Meadows subdivision. 19 new homes were built in Auburn Meadows this year. 4 in Lakeside Crossing, formerly known as Daniels Crossing, and 3 Habitat for Humanity homes were built this year. Meadow Wing subdivision, which is the condominium subdivision out on 250, they built 2 two-family dwellings for a total of 4 addresses in 2015, which was down from 3 two-family buildings for 6 addresses in 2014. 2 multifamily dwelling permits were issued in 2015, 317 North Lebanon Street and 223 North Meridian Street, known as the Flats at Memory Hall. Each building has 15 two-bedroom units and 6 one-bedroom units. In 2015, the Planning Office issued 3 new commercial building permits, down from 9 in 2014. Total permits issued in 2015 was 703, and that's everything from roofing permits, electrical permits, heating and air permits. We had several roofing permits this year because of the hailstorm last spring. I don't have a breakdown on that, but it was a significant number. Out of the 703 permits, we went on 525 inspections out of those permits. And we also took over county inspections this year, about the middle of the summer, because their inspector left, and we stepped up to take care of those. And we do get reimbursed through an interlocal agreement on that. The total amount received for building permits in 2015 was $85,253.20. Along with that, the mowing for 2015 is something important to talk about. It's something that it takes up a significant amount of time in our department, starting in late spring to late fall. Total number of yards maintained throughout the year was 36. We are maintaining 36 separate properties throughout the year. And that was 1 up from 35 in 2014. Total number of liens we filed out of that 36 properties was 122, which was down 12 from 2014. And the dollar amount in liens we filed this year was $86,095, down roughly $9,000 from 2014, which was $95,785.50. A couple new things that we have going on this year. Active Living Committee, nothing new, but we did have our first meeting of 2016 on January 4th. The committee meetings are open to anyone that would like to attend, and this is an official invite to that for anyone who would be interested in attending these meetings. The committee is tasked with implementing concepts and ideas found in the Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan. The committee has a budget of $150,000 for 2016, which is up $50,000 from the $100,000 budget we had in 2015. Any person interested in joining the committee can contact the Planning and Zoning Department. Our contact information can be found on the city website. And for anyone listening tonight, our office number is 765-482-8845. One last thing to go over real quick, which I think is important to highlight, is the Blight Elimination Program. We received a grant through the hardest hit budget. can't remember the exact term, but the state issued back in 2015. This is something I'm kind of learning about in my new position, something that the previous director and the office manager dealt with, but I was filled in a little bit on it today, and actually we have a meeting coming up where we're going to the Boone County Commissioners to ask for some properties given to us, more or less. On February 1st, the Lebanon Community Development Corporation, which is a nonprofit corporation, and that corporation had to be set up in order to receive these properties. It couldn't be received directly to the city. We administer that corporation, and there are several citizen members of that corporation. We will be going to the Boone County Commissioners to ask for transfer of ownership of 3 parcels that were offered for tax sale on October of 2015 and previous tax sales. No bids have been received on these 3 properties to date. The LCDC is asking that commissioners, pursuant to Indiana Code Section 6-1.1-24-6A, acquire the liens on the parcels in the amount of the minimum sales price, obtain a tax sale certificate issued by the county auditor, and transfer the properties to the nonprofit organization. The LCDC is also asking the commissioners to resolve and direct that all delinquent taxes, special assessment, penalties, interest, and cost of the sale be removed from the tax duplicates of the parcel. And that gives us the properties free and clear so that we can demolish the properties and repurpose them, which is required by the blight elimination program, in an effort to revitalize these neighborhoods. The 3 addresses that we are pursuing are 1410 South Meridian Street, 1407 South Meridian Street, and 501 South Coombs Street. And that is all I have tonight.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you for filling in as well in your new position as well. Any public comment on planning department? Okay, on to police. Chief Wormuth?
Good evening, everybody. This is our department report and comes from the activity between now and December 14th. As the past 27, 28 days, Lebanon Police Department has responded to 1,394 calls for service. In that time, we've made 28 criminal and custodial arrests. For the calendar year of 2015, the department effected 432 criminal custodial arrests. Last Monday, the investigations unit performed a death investigation. No foul play is expected at this time. However, we're still awaiting toxicology reports from a pathologist. Also in this period of time, Sergeant Rich Mount and Patrol Officer Justin Fuston attended a first-line supervisor's course at the Public Agency Training Council facility in Indianapolis. Major Bailey and I met with Gene Lewis Ford this week, and he informed us of a fleet package and all that they can provide us, and we got a lot of good information from them. They also informed us that we have 5 Ford Explorer SUVs arriving sometime this week. These will replace some of the older Chargers that we have on the road now. These vehicles are going to be issued to specialty members such as the evidence techs and members of the special response team. They're required to carry a lot of specialized equipment, and if you've ever seen the trunk of a Charger, there's really not much room. So these will really assist them in that. Also, beginning next week, Major Bailey and I will be starting a house cleaning at our department. We're in hopes to inventory and get an accounting of all the material and equipment we have. We have a lot of old equipment that once we categorize it, we're going to be approaching the Board of Works to declare it surplus and then attempt to dispose it rather by selling it off or simply throwing it away or giving it to whoever would want it. Brad and I have hit the ground running this past week. We've been putting in 12 and 13-hour days, learning the new position. It's been a challenge, and we've enjoyed it very much. I'm sure you can empathize and understand. I wanted to highlight one of the things that we're really looking forward to. I know that you spoke to me in the past about neighborhood watch programs, and I've approached a lot of members of this community about neighborhood watch, and they would call and say, well, we would like to start it. So I would go visit with the people, and I would explain to them that it really depended upon them. They did the work. They were the eyes and the ears in the community. And a lot of people, when I explained to them that they would have a meeting in their living room and invite all their neighbors in, they drew a halt to it right there. They would say, well, I really don't want everyone in my living room. In fact, my neighbor's the one I want to watch, so I don't want him in my house. So what I've decided to do, instead, if they don't want it in their house, we're going to bring it to our house. We're going to have quarterly open houses at Lebanon Police Department. We're going to invite the public into our facility, let them tour the facility, meet some of the officers. We'll have light snacks and soft drinks available. And the highlight of the open house every quarter is that we're going to have a class. We have very talented instructors on the Lebanon Police Department. We have firearms instructors, defensive tactics instructors, we have crime scene techs, we have drug investigators. We have a myriad of instructors that help train us. So I thought it'd be great if we could spend a little of that talent and help train the community. So part of the quarterly open house is that we're going to teach classes. We'll teach a class, a 1-hour class that the community can come in and sit down in our training facility on neighborhood watch. I'll bring the firearms instructors and have them teach a course on responsible firearms ownership in a home. I'll bring my drug investigators in and I'll have them teach a course on how to identify if your child's possibly using drugs and what are your rights to search their room, a whole bunch of things like that. We're going to bring in our defensive tactics instructors and teach a 1-hour rape prevention class. I really want the Lebanon Police Department to be a focal point for public safety. I want the public involved in their own safety, and I want to bring them into our living room so we can better train them. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Any public comment for the police department? Okay. On to the street department. First of all, Larry, thank you for handling the snow. It was my first snow, so getting us through that, I appreciated you
Actually, it was
being
a
ready
light,
to go and handling it.
Actually, it was a light snow, just maybe a little ice. So you might not say that, and maybe we get 4 to 5, maybe 8 inches of snow. I'm not
Don't even
sure.
say that. Don't even say that.
Well, I'll put you to work, though. I need some help. So, to start my report, the first snow of 2016, street department, before that snow came, the street department was actually out filling chuck hose and jackets. The weather has been great. 3 weeks ago, we had a few sweepers out. They're put up now. Street department is still, believe it or not, the street department is still out picking up Christmas trees for disposal. So we'll continue to get those. We unload that Christmas tree mulch there at the street department, but believe it or not, people want that so fast, we can't even keep it stocked up there. We've been out picking up trash along city limits before the snow hit, and we had a meeting today with our Cleanest City Committee, and just hats off to the students at the high schools or kids in general or public. They're not really throwing the trash out as much, and I think with the Cleanest City Committee, that's really helping a lot. There's a few things with the snow. We had 7 full-time employees, counting myself, and 1 seasonal. We had 2 small breakdowns. We got ahead and fixed them in-house, took care of that. And with that information, I'd like to share to you what basically this small storm basically cost. Just with what we had Sunday, it estimated about 48 tons of salt material. That was about $4,100.59. So basically, salt, when we put that out there, it's very expensive. With the wages, the fuel, and the repair, the total cost for this small snow was about $5,371. So actually, you can see it really is very costly. So the other things the street department's doing, of course, I'll get with the mayor here in a few months and kind of go over my phase 1 and 2 pavement plan, crack sealing plan. We'll get with you on that. We're doing a sign inventory, doing a new database on that, along with our tool inventory and equipment. So I appreciate that very much for that. The last thing I have is, of course, everybody knows the storm sewer has been switched back to the street department. And Steve's down there at the office working with us, and we've had just a few things taken care of, and we've had a broken down sewer. We've repaired that already. So with the new storm moving down the street department, it's doing pretty good.
Okay.
That's all I got, sir.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you.
Any public comment on street department? Okay.
I
Oh,
have
sorry.
one comment, sorry. At our last meeting, we had a resident that came forward to request a stop sign at the corner of Grant and Monroe Crescent. And I know that the former mayor had assigned you and Sam Myers to look at it. I just need to get back with him I think it was decided, I think.
Okay.
I think
You
it
want to
was
do that
just-
now, or you want to do old
Oh,
business, or
Either
however you want
way,
to do it? No.
either way, do you want to do it later?
Oh, we do now, it's fine now you're up here.
Okay, well, we did look at that, I did, and the manual of uniform traffic control devices, and I believe Dick Robertson's in the audience, he was street superintendent out there, and I believe our sign guy, Larry Hyasong, he worked with the county. That is really a Bible to street departments and highway departments. And here it says, stop signs should not be used for speed control. I believe that's the problem was out there. And I talked to a few people, and believe it or not, going through Chadwick's not really a shortcut to anything. So I believe what it was probably a few people just kind of speeding through the addition and wanting a stop sign there. But I'd really like to make sure the council and the mayor understands that we can always, we can put a stop sign up, but we're going to end up stopping at every intersection if we continue to do so. Now, we did a few weeks, about a month ago, we decided to put a four-way stop at Anderson Lane and Elmswamp Road. Believe it or not, I did not know that until after the Lebanon Police Department took a survey of traffic. It was way over 6,500 cars, I believe it was, in a 3 or 4 day period. That's a lot of traffic. And that was voted to put a stop sign there. So that's a much needed area. But to put a stop sign up for speed control, it states in our manual, we shouldn't do that. So I would recommend not to put a stop sign there.
I'll call Mr. Howell back. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Any other comments? Okay. All right, communications, community, economic, revitalization, and redevelopment.
I love how
Joe
the
LePage.
new title kind of
Rolls off your tongue.
But yeah, it does, really. It's just short and concise and to the point. As the mayor alluded to, my job within the mayor's office is being tweaked a bit. Communications and community development director is now morphing into a community economic and redevelopment director, which the great part is I can do a lot of things that I enjoy doing, which are those community programs. And so I'd like to highlight a couple that we've been working on in the past and look forward to working on in the future. The first one being our HCI team and our mission. The HCI was the Hometown Collaboration Initiative, and we, believe it or not, after more than a year, are on the home stretch. We are looking at enhancing the value of public spaces within an area that we call the heart of Lebanon. You may call downtown Lebanon. But our last meeting was very beneficial, looking at different options that we threw out, whether it be providing free Wi-Fi in our downtown to taking care of some of the wires that you see overhead, electric wires that take away from the beautification of downtown. Just a couple of options that were thrown out at that meeting. The next meeting for that group is coming up on January 26th, and that takes place in the meeting room behind me from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. Again, that is on Tuesday, January 26th. And we'll look to continue the process with the help of Okra, but also Purdue University, who's helping us facilitate that group. Speaking of the Heart of Lebanon, our advisory board, as well as those regular attenders, held what we dubbed a workshop today. Very in-depth, very informative, and I think very productive workshop. We talked from everything from the organizational setup to bylaws to our 2016 project plan. And we had a terrific 2015 for the first year of a downtown group. But 2016 is going to be a fantastic year for not only downtown, but Lebanon as a whole. I have no doubt about that. But we are setting our next Heart of Lebanon meeting on January 27th, which is the Wednesday, right after our HCI group meeting. And that's taking place at 6:30 p.m., which would also be in the meeting room behind me here on the second floor of the municipal building. We'll look at finalizing our bylaws, setting up our official celebration with the state of Indiana and our Indiana Main Street group designation. The final domino has been the bylaws, and we made major headway with that today. Really had some good in-depth discussion and some good back and forth, just conversation about what rules need to be in place to help our group move forward. So it's going to be an exciting time. And again, the HCI meeting is on the 26th from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. And then the Heart of Lebanon next meeting is on the 27th. And of course, both of those
are open and certainly welcome to all those in the public. Staying with the Heart of Lebanon theme, we met with the SIRA race officials. You may remember last year we had the inaugural Mel Kenyon Classic, and that took place in July of last year. Very productive, very well attended for the first year of a community race. We talked to organizers just a couple of days ago about potential race routes, and there are a couple of dates that they're working on fleshing out for us, and once that happens, I'll be back to this board to both inform you about those dates and also the race route that we've talked about and how to move that forward. And so they just could not believe how well Lebanon welcomed race fans, then having Mr. Kenyon waving the checkered flag and being there, and all the folks that were there. They were looking very much forward to coming back to Lebanon, Indiana in this racing season. And finally, I just wanted to give a big thank you to Lebanon Utilities. As you may have noticed, the lights downtown for the holiday season were more robust this year. We, through Department of Energy reimbursement grant, the Heart of Lebanon was able to purchase more pole lights, more string lights, and even a Santa that waved at you on Lebanon 39 as you went through the main drag down Lebanon 39. None of that could have happened without great folks, whether it be at the Parks Department, but also just want to give a special shout out to Lebanon Utilities. It was amazing how quickly they circled the wagons and got all the pole lights and the string lights up throughout the downtown, the large evergreen trees. Our mission was to have those lights go all the way to the top, and they did this year. And so already looking forward to working with Lebanon Utilities. They've even helped us in storage of our lights for downtown. And we've already looked at ways to continue to enhance the experience of being downtown in Lebanon, Indiana, so folks can have a sense of pride as they're rolling through downtown. And again, all the lights purchased are through that Department of Energy reimbursement grant, so it's no monies that we're asking for here from the public. But if you would like to donate to just the Christmas Light Fund, we'd like to put your money to good use, and I'm sure John Messenger would as well at the park, giving folks the chance to take an active role in what's done in their hometown. So if you'd like to donate to specifically the Christmas light theme and the Christmas light effort, you can either call me on my cell phone, 317-447-8036, or you can just send a quick email to heartoflebanon@outlook.com, and just, if you'd like to have a discussion about how you can donate something, or if you want to sponsor it in your organization's name or a loved one's name, we're certainly willing to help you do just that, to pay tribute to that person while enhancing the value and the quality of life within Lebanon. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Any other public comment for the Communications Department? Okay, on to utilities. Mike?
Good evening. My name is Mike Whitman. I'm the General Manager of Lebanon Utilities. I address you on behalf of our 50 utility employees. Lebanon Utilities provides our community with water, wastewater, electric, and internet services. We look forward to working with this administration to make Lebanon a more attractive place to work, to live, and to visit. In our business, safety is always our primary concern. Safety of our customers and the safety of our staff. We reinforce our culture of safety by having daily safety discussions with our electric line crews, our bi-monthly, more formal safety meetings with our field staffs, and our quarterly safety meetings for our office staff. The city is invited to participate in all these safety meetings. Our attention to safety has paid off. In 2014, we had 8 injuries with a total of 19 missed days of work. Last year, we had 2 injuries and 0 days of missed work. We work every day to be accident-free. It is a part of our job. Additionally, Sondi Solutions, an Indianapolis information technology firm who was chosen as our outsourced IT resource, has begun their work in taking responsible charge of our IT system, the cities and Lebanon Utilities. They have established a governance committee made up of city and utility members to share ideas and establish IT direction and priorities. And finally, we recently sustained 2 power outages to sections of our community. One caused by a tree falling across our power line during a storm, and the other also due to a storm early Sunday morning. On both occasions, our line crews worked in rain, wind, darkness, and general poor weather conditions to safely and quickly restore power to our customers. I thank those line crews. It's what they do. Are there questions?
Thank you, Mike. Any public comment? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Okay, that concludes the department reports section of the meeting. Is there any new business?
Claims. We're gonna do claims.
It's at the end.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so no new business, we're good?
We're good.
Is there any old business? Okay, just to make a couple announcements. So the next Board of Works meeting will be at 7 o'clock. There was a there was a typo on the agenda, so 7 o'clock, not 6 o'clock as was posted. That's the standard time for that. Also wanted to mention, the mayor's office is still accepting board appointment requests. If you're interested in serving on a city board, feel free to contact the mayor's office. Just drop your resume by the mayor's office or email me at mayorgentry@cityoflebanon.org. Tell me what board you're interested in serving on, and then maybe kind of a brief description of why you want to do that. So that would be very helpful. And then also point out that we'll be looking for an executive assistant position that is now open, so we'll be also taking resumes for that as well. Okay, Steve, do you have any new business or
No, sir.
any announcements?
No, sir.
Okay. Claims?
I'll make a motion to pay the claims.
I will second that motion. Motion passes.
All in favor, say
All in
aye.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and motion passes. Any other business?
No, sir.
Okay, motion adjourned.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second? So moved, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. The city council meeting will begin shortly. Thank you.